you so much. Okay, now I'll talk a little bit about the center. The Resilience Center that was set up in Jamaica with the partnership of the West Indies University. It's the West Indies University, not the East Indies. Jürgen.
Yes.
And Professor Lloyd is in charge. He's the director of the center, which is based on campus. It's a very important initiative. It was set up by Minister Bartlett to respond to crisis. It was set up at the dawn of the hurricanes that keep hitting the Caribbean. But then we decided to move it from being just Caribbean, just contained with natural disasters, into a crisis center for all kinds of securities. I think here, our friend, I think it's Peter, talks about the security thing. We are talking about five levels of security now, of crisis. One is natural disasters, 2 is health pandemics, 3 is terrorism, 4 is economic downturn, economic crisis, and 5 is political crisis as well. All of this are part of what we do. And what we do, we do 3 things. We do 3 things. We first of all have a database compiled at the University of West Indies in Jamaica. We have now established another center in Kenya. We're establishing all over the world. Any university that wants to join us can join that. We become a center for collecting data. We cannot every time that a hurricane happens cry help. We have to have the data to know what happened last time. We move from that point on. The second thing is we have to look at preparedness. If a crisis happens, what does every party in the country have to do? How do they do it? We train them for that. And thirdly, which is very important, is the communication part. Because communication can lessen or increase the time that is needed for recovery. This is what the center does. I'll stop at this point, Jürgen. I think if Minister Bartlett comes, he would like to add probably other things.
Yes,
thank
and
you so much.
Thank you very much. And I'm chatting with Lloyd Waller, Professor Lloyd Waller, who's trying to join us on WhatsApp. So if he comes, I will give him the microphone very quick. We also were supposed to have, and I know a lot of the people, I just wanted to say this was all planned very last minute. So a lot of the people we're planning as a speaker, they have received an email and they had an interest in speaking, but we didn't have time to follow up and going back and forth that everyone is actually here attending. So I fully understand this. So if we go through the list, if someone isn't here or joined us later, we'll be flexible. I know Lloyd is now actually joining us. So let's wait for 1 second and we can, since we're on the subject already.
May I just add something very quickly, Jürgen?
Yes.
I think Professor Buchalis can add a little bit to this center because he's a very good cooperator. The university he's representing, I see his name, he's there. Maybe we can give him a chance to speak a little bit after Professor Lloyd.
Yeah, sure. I'm trying. I think
sure.
Lloyd may have. Here it is. Okay, I'm going to Lloyd, Professor. There you are. Okay.
Hi. How are you?
He's joining us from Kingston, I believe. Yeah.
Hello, Lloyd. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you, Professor.
All is well.
Good. All is fantastic.
Yeah, go ahead. You got the microphone. We have a very nice group here of people from all over the world, and they're anxious to know a little bit more about the global tourism resilience and crisis.
You want me to speak now?
I'm sorry, Lloyd.
No, I wanted to know. You want me to speak now, or Dr.
Yes,
Rifai?
please. Yeah, you're on the phone. So go ahead and speak now.
All right. So the Global Tourism Resilience and Crisis Management Center was started in 2017. It emerged out of UNWTO, GOJ, IDB, World Bank conference and can you hear me? Oh,
yes, right. We can hear you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Conference and part of what came from the conference was the whole idea that persons in the tourism space were desirous of an institution or a center that focused specifically on tourism resilience. There's always a recognition that resilience is a big issue, and there's a lot of regional institutions and some global institutes that deal with resilience, but non-specific to tourism. And the idea of the center, well, the idea of a center came based on conversations with Minister, the Honorable Edmund Bartlett and Dr. Taleb Rifai. Since then, the center has been physically established at the University of the West Indies, but we have links and other centers and other centers that are connected to this center itself in Nepal, in Malta, in South Africa, in Kenya, as well as in Japan. The headquarters for the center itself is here in Jamaica. The center essentially has 4 thematic areas: security and cybersecurity, tourism resilience, pandemic tourism resilience, seismic and climatic tourism resilience, as well as the political economy and tourism resilience. Therefore, we are very active now in this current pandemic in terms of doing several activities, and I'll go through them quickly. But before that, the center offers several services. We raise awareness, we build capacity, we do training as well. We do monitoring and evaluation, policy development, communication management, all specific to tourism resilience. In the last 2 years, we've had 15 projects specifically as it relates to raising awareness through our workshops, seminars, forums, and roundtables that have significantly contributed to a better understanding of different aspects of climate change and climate action, specifically in the region itself. The center itself has a number of partners across the world, ranging from civil society to governments, private entities, as well as now medical institutions. In the last 2 months, in particular, since the coronavirus, we've activated our pandemic tourism resilience activity, and we've been engaged in a number of task force and recovery activities itself. We have activated our social media portal, and through the social media portal, we are able to connect specifically to the vulnerable persons in the tourism space who are still working. These are the persons in attractions and some hotels, and specifically those who are not working as well, who through several partnerships with different organizations, we are providing them with information about the virus. We are providing them with opportunities to build their own capacities while they are sheltering in place. I think I can stop there for now.
Thank you very much, appreciate it. And I know you have a very busy schedule, and I've had a chance to talk to Minister Bartlett yesterday, actually in the middle of the night. So this gentleman is working day and night. And I saw his show on, I don't know what TV channel it was, and said he's going to be with Richard Quest on CNN later on today.
I think he was on Sky at 3 a.m. this morning.
I saw that, and he sent me the video. And I know he's one of the hardest working ministers in the world, I know. And I like his concept he mentioned, and we had reported about it on ETN yesterday initially about it. We wanted to kind of, I think, adopt it possibly in this network about Generation C. We had the Millenniums and Generation C. I think it's a fantastic idea because it's going to be
excellent concept
of a new generation. So we will share more information as we go along and open the discussion on this platform as well. Our next